Hey guys, welcome to the fifth episode of Table Talk. It might be five or six, I'm not sure, but today I'm here with Kaitlyn Dillon, aka Kate, KD, the Shovel. She played 4 years here at SWOSU for the SWOSU volleyball team as a libero. Had a phenomenal 4 years. And then I also have Braden Sweet. He played 5 years with the SWOSU football team and had a great last season. They are both our Scholar Athletes of the Year, so I'm super pumped to get to talk to them today. How are you guys doing?
Ooh, good.
Yeah, really good. That quite the introduction there.
Yeah.
I guess Braden, Dirty 30, I forgot your nicknames.
Yep.
But how were finals for you guys?
Done.
Done too. Yeah, a relief.
So Kate, you just finished your bachelor's in marketing, is that right?
Yep. Yes, I did. Doesn't feel real yet, but maybe it'll hit soon. I don't know.
And then Braden, you're working on your master's of business administration.
Yes, I got 2 more classes left. I'll finish in October. And I'll be done forever with school.
That's got to be a great feeling.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you guys a few questions today about both athletics and kind of school because you guys were our scholar athletes. But to start us off, walk us through your pregame routine if you have one.
Braden, you got
I got
this
it.
one?
I don't really have like a whole routine. I just listen to this spoken word thing by Stephen Furtick called "Do It Again," and that usually gets me pumped up. That's one Kaitlyn actually showed me, but I did that the last 2 years, and I got a lot more tackles the last 2 years. So maybe there's something to it. So if you're hungry out there, try it.
Kate, do you have a routine you go through?
Just listening to music, kind of hanging out in the locker room, hanging out with people. I always go to the training room. We get stim, do the same thing, eating stim before every game, every practice. But I actually, in the last year, started eating those Gatorade chews. I don't know if y'all have ever had them. Bomb. But turn my mouth blue every time, but I'm like, go dog, so it worked. But that kind of turned into a routine for sure. Yeah.
That's cool. So, what would you guys say one of your favorite sports memories is from the last 4 years of playing?
I don't know about, I guess I'll start with that one. I thought about this, and professionally, my favorite sports professional memory would have to be probably being at the Thunder game this past March on my 22nd birthday that started all of this. I think that's kind of cool to say that I was there for that. But for SWOSU, of course, like we have, each sport has their rival schools, and SNU's a big one for us, just kind of, our part, city, just a big rivalry there. And so senior night this year, we beat them in 5 sets, went to extra points, by two. My last game ever playing in the Pioneers, so it didn't really can't get much better than that. So
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's so crazy how each sport in the conference can have a different rivalry. Like a big one for basketball is Northwestern, but for y'all, SNU. For us, it's like OBU. The last year it kind of switches between OBU and Harding, but it's very cool to kind of see like big rivalry game, and then it's not always Northwestern versus Southwestern. Sometimes it's somebody different.
oh yeah, I think it's kind of special that way. It kind of lets everyone have their moment of our schools rival more of Northwestern, but each individual team has a separate one.
Yeah.
My personal rival is any private school or any school from Arkansas. I hate them all. I hate them. My favorite sports memory is probably my last few snaps in the Northwestern game, which is the last game of the year. because I got to play with Gerald White again. And if you don't know Gerald White, he is the best person ever. Get to know him. But he and I came in, and we were part of the original Funky Bunch, was nicknames we got our freshman year as redshirt freshmen. And we've been together the whole time from 2015 to our final season. We played our last snaps together. I think that was a really cool thing to happen. So we got some good pictures, and he was pretty banged up in that game. He had like super bad shoulder injury, but he still played just to get those last snaps in of his career.
That's cool. So weren't you guys like bus buddies and everything? Like pretty inseparable?
Yeah, every time we got to travel, we sat right next to each other. We, as seniors and as starters, we got the option to sit on our own. You have our own seat on the bus. So if you weigh over 300 pounds or you start, you get your own seat if you want it. But Gerald and I never took that option. We always sat with each other because it was more fun that way.
That's
At least it
awesome.
was for me. I don't know if he enjoyed it at all. I just always sat next to him.
Yeah, Gerald got Twitter out of that.
Yeah, I made him get Twitter, and we had a Twitter beef sitting right next to each other.
Kate, did you have a bus buddy or a teammate that made a huge impact on you?
Bus buddy, we kind of, when we got the chance to go on like the charters, you know, we all spread out. We took advantage of the full rows for sure. But yeah, I mean, I've been with Val obviously this whole time. And so we've had 4 years of bus rides and, you know, singing and dancing. And anytime we go where we don't take a charter, we have to split off into 2 vans.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, if you get in the van that's not the study bus, you know, you're just listening to music the whole time and singing and dancing. So those are memories that I like treasure, you know, as much as playing, because, you know, you'll never forget those times. So it's really awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so now that we're kind of on the other side and we're looking back at all 4 years, what is one thing you'd go back and tell your freshman self?
I think for me, I would just tell little 2015 Braden to just it's not about football and it's not about school. It's about the people that you're around at the time. Because that's something I was so focused on doing well in school and doing well in football and getting a starting spot that I think a lot of the times I missed the people and opportunities I had around me and conversations I didn't have because I was so just in my playbook or whatever it was. So just focus more on people for sure.
Yeah, it's weird. I kind of have this saying, you know, as a freshman, you kind of come in and you're, especially with sports, I mean, that's you know, going to be your job for the next 4 years. So you're super focused on that. And of course, school is just as important, if not more important. And so that was kind of where mine goes, actually, Braden, is that, you know, just valuing friendships, but like knowing that I wish I would have taken more time for myself to have just reached out and just relaxed a little. It sounds weird, but freshman year is stressful. And so I would have told myself, hey, slow down. Like, you're not going to do 4 years in 1 year. Like, you got time, but just relax and kind of take it more day by day instead of thinking so far ahead.
Yeah. I think it's really cool to hear y'all's like perspectives coming out of it and just finishing, because I think if I were to go back and say something, it would be along the lines of like, soccer's not everything. Like, there's so much more to life than just that. But I think coming into college, and I'm not sure how it was for y'all, but it was like, I almost felt like I was beat with like, soccer, soccer, soccer. It's going to be your job. You're going to have to like juggle this and juggle this. Like, you've been doing it your whole life, but like, it's college. And like, there was so much, like, I guess I put so much pressure on myself, kind of like you said, Kate, and just like telling myself, slow down. It's going to be okay. You're going to have so much fun.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what, if you can, I don't know if we can get it, we have enough time to talk about this, but what has SWOSU meant to you / what would you guys tell, not your freshman self, but like incoming freshmen or like younger athletes? What would you tell them, and what has SWOSU meant to you guys?
Man, I don't have enough time to say everything I would like to say here, but it's been my second home for 4 years, and I think it's easy for everyone to, say that and it's cliche, but like, it's very, very true. I don't say that in any nice, just to be nice. Like, it really is your second home. You have some of your highest highs and some of your lowest lows in college, and you spend it with certain people that'll be in your life for the rest of your life. And kind of just to tell like younger athletes, somebody told me this once and it was kind of a joke, but I take it very seriously and I think it's awesome. But when you're later in life, you're going to think back to like the good old days and the fun times. Realize that you're in those times now and take advantage of it and appreciate that you're in this moment. There's going to be a day that you wish you were right back running those 6 a.m. sprints, lifting more weight than you can ever imagine, pulling all-nighters to stay for school, getting back from road trips at 2 in the morning when you have an 8 a.m. the next day. Like, it seems tough at the time, but you're going to want it back someday. So,
Yeah, that's good.
I think for me, the difference with SWOSU is the people. They're just, bar none, the best I've ever seen. There's people just out there like Scott, like Doug Self. Special shout out to Doug Self, and Jacob Cope. They don't get enough recognition. They are studs, all stars, by far the best people, hardest working. But
And
they're
Clem.
all-time best.
Clem.
And Clem, yes, and Clem. Shout out Clem. But they're just the best people, and that's just a few of the great people on SWOSU's campus that make it such a great place to be. And I think my advice to new college athletes, is to not quit. There was a lot of times from into my freshman year, going into my junior year, when I just didn't want to do it anymore. I wanted to quit and just be done. But I didn't, and I ended up having a really pretty good career. And I'm so glad that I didn't quit. Even whenever we were 4 hours from home and our bus broke down and we're just sitting in the middle of, I'm not sure if we were in Oklahoma or Arkansas at that point, because it was 2 a.m. and then our bus broke down. But there are so many times where it's like, why do I put myself through this? But then you get to the end and you're just so glad you did. You wouldn't want to do it all over again, but you're glad you did it. And I'm so glad I did it.
That's awesome. Yeah. So now that we've kind of talked about like athletics and the impact it's had on us, and I mean, just for a third person, for anybody listening, like, there's just something so special about SWOSU and getting on that campus. And I think it's really the community element that's incredible. And what was cool to be a part of y'all sports and to be in the stands for y'all sport was like the camaraderie that went around, both specifically like volleyball and football. And you can see it so in all the other sports as well, but just being able to support you guys, but not only support you, but like I got to know you guys by name and build that relationship with you. Like, that's an environment and a community you don't get everywhere. And so from going from sports to in the classroom, and because you guys are Scholar Athletes of the Year and you did so well, did you have a favorite class and or professor at SWOSU?
This is a loaded question, if you ask me. I'm just kidding. But for the business department, and I know Braden would totally agree, like, I've never been around a group of people more that like want me to do the best in anything that I do. And that's not just one, that's not two, that's not like, that whole department is incredible. And they have done so much for me. Amanda Everett has my heart. She does anything and everything to see me and everyone in my class succeed. And any of her classes have been awesome. I really like discussions in Dr. Kelly's class too. He's newer, but he really makes you think about stuff, and kind of made me, just sit there and have aha moments all the time. So, and I love those too, but that whole department, it's so hard, to pick. They are all so great.
So I totally agree. Business department, by far the best department on campus. Everyone else, just your second place. But I got to give 2 shout outs again. One to Sarah King. She's my advisor and also my professor. She's a stud. She's the best. She's still giving me advice even though I've already graduated. I'm no longer her advisee. She's still telling me everything I need to do with my life. And then probably for my favorite class and professor, Dr. Reagan Chain is amazing. I took her real estate class, not caring at all about real estate, just because I liked her as a professor. I had no interest whatsoever in learning about real estate, but I took it because she's awesome.
She was my advisor, and I really agree with that as well. She's the best.
I know nothing about the business department, but besides like stuff I hear, but I hear her name all the time. Like everybody seems to just say leaps and bounds about her. So that's really cool. So what is next for you guys after graduation?
Well, don't tell my boss, but I'm at work right now. I'm working from home. I'm actually working at Love's right now as an excise tax analyst. So I'm technically on the clock right now, but I made time for you guys. So I'll be moving to Oklahoma City here pretty soon. And once they start working back in the office, I'll move back in the office with them.
It's cool.
That's cool. Yeah. Well, for me, the volleyball team isn't going to be able to get rid of me just yet. I'm super excited. I get to actually stick around and be the graduate assistant for the volleyball team and get
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm more than excited. So it makes my cheeks hurt every time I talk about it. But and I'm going to get my master's in sports management.
That's super cool. What are you wanting to do with both marketing and sports management?
And at the start, I hadn't really thought about this as my route, but towards the last, 2 years, very seriously. But once I got into college, I think I want to coach. And with this opportunity, it's going to be right up my alley, and what better for SWOSU, like to be at the place that I love to be at. So I'm super excited, but I kind of want to get into coaching. Yeah.
And what a great coach to be under.
Exactly. Like I can't ask for more. So
yes. Shout out Coach Collins.
Shout out to Lil Pup.
One of the many goats at SWOSU. For sure. That's super neat. Is there anything else you guys would like to add or talk about before we I have one would you rather question, but before we go into that, I didn't know if you guys had anything else you would like to add or say.
Not much. I think just, like everyone, this is just an unknown time. And I think if I can spread anything to other people, is just that comfort in knowing that your SWOSU family will always be there for you. And when things get back and rolling, that's going to be a place that I want to be at. And I think a lot of other people do too. So just looking forward to that.
I think my little last thing is just go to church. There's no easier time than right now to go to church. All you have to do is get on your computer. You don't even have to turn your camera on. Nobody has to see you. Just show up for church by going to your living room. So easy.
That's cool. That did remind me though, Kate. I did want to ask you about what it was like to be at the Oklahoma City game when everything got canceled. / how crazy is it that of all places in the United States, Oklahoma City started like the Corona stuff? Well, we didn't start it, but like.
Yeah. Oh, you have no idea. It was the wildest 3 hours ever. I had it. So it was my birthday, and I have a tradition with my dad. We always go to a Thunder game ever since they've been here in 2008. I don't remember a birthday that I didn't have a game with him. And we go down, we park in that parking garage that you get to shoot the free throw and you get your money back. And I finally made it, my first time ever. This is going to be a great night. And we got there. I got Dippin' Dots. We never get Dippin' Dots. I mean, it was great. And, they did the pregame video. They did starting lineups. They banged on the drum, to do the Thunder. They had done everything except, tip the ball to start the game.
Mm-hmm.
And we sat there doing our slow clap for maybe about 6 minutes. Everyone just going and going, and nobody has any idea what's happening. And They gave us a delay for like 40 minutes. And then after the 40 minutes, they came on and said the game is canceled and will be postponed, at the time. So they said, have a safe evening. And we were out of there in an hour. It was wild.
So did you guys even know why it was canceled or postponed? They just like posted it up?
Yep. There were, when I was sitting there waiting, we knew that Rudy Gobert was out for illness.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of, I don't want to say it was a joke, but it was kind of a joke that he had corona, so that's why. And then we kind of looked up stuff on our phones while we were sitting there, and we saw it said game is getting postponed before it was even announced to us because of coronavirus.
Oh, wow.
And about a couple minutes after, it finally said, they just said it was postponed. They didn't say, details, but before we were even out of the arena, we knew that it was because of him having corona and potentially giving it to his teammates, which ended up happening, so it was, I will never be able to forget it. It was crazy.
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. And just like, that's a perfect picture for how it all went for everybody else. Like, it was just that sudden and random. And even the hours, like, right after that game between, was that a Wednesday night?
Wednesday. Mm-hmm.
Wednesday night. And then the difference between Wednesday night and Thursday was unbelievable. Yeah. It was just kind of like, no way.
And by Friday, everything was canceled. Like sports, and it was the longest but shortest 2 days ever.
Absolutely. And then here we are. We're still in it, but hopefully doing well. Okay. I have one would you rather question for you guys. Would you rather travel to Arkansas on a people mover or shoulder to shoulder on a 12-passenger van? Like the little the SWOSU people movers?
Oh, mm-hmm.
Do you guys use those to travel with at all?
Oh, yeah. We get some of the taller vans, but then we normally get one of each.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we use for all in-state travel. So it's like, it's something else.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the shoulder to shoulder.
In the 12-passenger van. Okay. It's like you really have no room. Yes. Or you're sitting one butt cheek higher than the other on the people mover bus and the air conditioning goes out.
I don't think I have an answer because I've never been on either one of them.
Oh, no way?
Yeah, we have the charter buses for every game. There's like 100 people going to these football games.
That's true.
I will say, we did have the 12-person van, and we had 2 of them, and a tire has popped, and we have fit in our entire team and trainers and all in one van. Don't tell anybody I'll deny it if you say I told you.
It's on video.
But all of us in one van to get the rest of the way to our game. So we've had some crazy experiences. I would probably do the 12-person van because I've actually done it before.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I would. I think every single time we've gotten on the people mover buses, we take them to all in-state games, and it sprays, like the air conditioning sprays water. Like you can feel it like all the way in the front seat, and it's just, at first you're like, oh, what is that? Like, who's drooling or something? Like, I don't know why they'd be drooling on you, but like that's what I thought. And then you like look back and it's just like, and then it's like I think we were playing Oklahoma Christian this past like preseason, and it broke down like 10 miles from it, and I think poor Todd Helton had to drive all the way out with somebody else, pick it up or like try to fix it and then get back in. So we had to like charter using one from like one of the 7-Elevens to the field. But bus rides are something else.
I'll take a charter bus with Gerald. I'll take Gerald on a charter bus. That's the only way I'm going back.
Do you guys watch movies on charters?
Oh yeah, sometimes cable. We'll watch football games. Yeah.
Yeah,
we watch movies. If somebody forgets the DVDs, though, it's a long couple of days on the bus.
That's
Guilty.
good.
I have forgotten them before.
See, you guys get more gear. We get charter buses.
Hey, there.
So there's a trade-off.
There you go.
There's a trade-off. That's good. Okay. Well, I just wanted to thank you guys for taking some time out of this Friday on your finals week and everything to just talk to me, but everybody that's going to watch this video, and just thank you for really pouring like your heart and soul into what you do, because like we all look up to you guys, and you guys set wonderful examples, not only in the field, but in the classroom, of what it's like to be a SWOSU Bulldog. So I just wanted to thank you guys for spending this time with us, and just for the impact and the legacy you're going to leave, not only in your programs, but on campus. And we are so rooting for this next season for you guys, and can't wait to see how life pans out for you. But we're always going to be your biggest cheerleaders. At least I will. But it was good talking to you guys. Well,
Yeah, you too.
As always, go Dogs, baby. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.